Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well. We're not though, are we? I mean, unless you're a Man City fan. If you are, congratulations on the win. Very, very deserved. We're going to get into the nitty gritty and how it all went down. But before I do, I want to let you guys know today's video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. Yes, make sure you download the OneFootball app for all of your footballing needs. Like today, if you wanted to keep up with the Man United game whilst Chelsea were losing to Man City, then you would have done so on the OneFootball app, and that would have told you exactly what was going down, where Man United went 1-0 down in the 88th minute and then lost a penalty because Bruno took it instead of Ronaldo. So, you know, the OneFootball app is there for that, exactly. Plus all of your news, your statistics, anything you want to know, it's on there. So make sure you hit the link in the description, download the OneFootball app today, and enjoy. Let's get into this. As I said, Man City fans, congratulations to you guys. Man City fully deserved today. Let's just start off with that. They fully deserved the win today. And not just necessarily in terms of individual brilliance or, you know, certain players playing well, like a Cancelo today who was phenomenal, like a Grealish today after Reece James came off, he found more room, like even a Jesus that I looked at and thought, yeah, he's not an in-and-out striker. But today, yes, he didn't perform like an in-and-out striker, not in terms of chances, but in terms of contribution and in terms of being clinical, he done just that. So fair play to Manchester City. I want to add another point though. Thomas Tuchel got tactically done today. And I didn't think I'd be saying that, because Tuchel's normally completely on it tactically with the way that he sets his teams up, with everything in terms of the opponent, being able to counter whatever your opponent's going to do. And I feel like that was meant to be the plan. But, like most things in life, the plan doesn't always work. And you can't win every single game. And today was just one of those days. It was just one of those days. I think the way that Thomas Tuchel set us up in the first half, I understood. I got it. I got what he was trying to do. Especially with how it's worked in previous games. Like it worked against Tottenham. That first half was a bit negative, shocking against Tottenham. Tottenham had, you could say, most of the ball, just like City did today. But the way we came out in that second half and the way we dominated that midfield, the way we managed to capitalise on the more energy and you know, being able to just get in between those gaps and those half spaces was the same sort of thing that I was expecting today. But we didn't get it. We didn't get it. What we got was Man City continuously pressing hard, which goes to show you why Mason Mount is a very important player in the team for those that don't get it. Just saying. And that was clinical in terms of the Champions League final too. That was instrumental. We managed to start off the team with the same team that ended the Spurs game, where we had Antonio Rudiger left centre-back, Christensen and Azpilicueta filling up the back line, Reece James right wing-back, Alonso left wing-back, the three midfielders of Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic and Lukaku, Werner up top together, which was pretty much on the money in terms of what I predicted in my preview yesterday. And I thought that would work. I thought that would work. And seeing the lineups today, I thought it would work. Especially seeing Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic in midfield. And then seeing Rodri, De Bruyne. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to outnumber them in terms of midfield. Surely we're going to outnumber them. That first half, yes, we were defensive. We were, some people would say, very negative. But what we were trying to do, especially with the way that City were pressing, was to try and launch that long ball over the top. Because that's how you can beat a press. There's two ways of beating a press. You either start beating them in terms of short, quick passes and you find your way out, which we can do, but no one can do that 100% of the time. Chances are you will lose the ball on some of the occasions. And the other way is to attract, send a long ball. Because the more men you bring forward, the more that they're leaving themselves exposed in behind, and then you've got Timo Werner and Lukaku to capitalise on it. And that was the plan in the first half, and I understood it, and I was cool with it. I thought in the second half we'd move on from that, because in the second half you'd know that Man City in terms of pressing are not going to be as aggressive, the energy levels are going to dip a little bit, and you can start playing your football. And it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way, and that's where I got concerned. First half ended, I was still confident. 15 minutes into the second half, and I'm concerned. Especially after conceding that goal, and I'm like, okay, now I'm worried. Now it's looking a little bit shaky. The thing is, in that first half, with that tactic that we went with, you need to make sure that your front men are going to hold up the play, or the passes are going to be on the money. You can't be giving the ball away. And those were the two things that we were doing, unfortunately. Every time we tried to launch a ball, it either did end up going to a Werner or a Lukaku, but the hold-up play was poor. Or whoever would hold it up, great, and then there's no option. And the second thing, which was the most frustrating thing for me, was losing the possession constantly every time we tried to launch a counter-attack. Whether it was Alonso, whether it was Kovacic, whether it was Azpilicueta, every time we tried, or Jorginho, every time we tried to send a pass, Kante included. I'm not gonna, just leave him out because Kante's Kante. Even he was sloppy in terms of passing. Every time we tried to hit a ball, direct, straight to Lukaku's feet, straight to Werner's feet, maybe 10% of them got through. The rest all intercepted, or, my concern, they were all under hit. Not enough weight hit on it. You can't be doing those things. Against Manchester City, you cannot be doing those things. Because against Man City, chances are, as we saw, they're going to take the ball again and they're going to make you panic. They're going to be moving and moving and moving and moving. And the way they pass can be so elegant. That's what they're known for. You're giving them more ammo by doing that. So in terms of the tactic from the offset, I understood what Tuchel was trying to do. And if you're clinical in terms of your passing, in terms of your movement, in terms of your hold-up play, and in terms of the options, we would have scored. So tactically, I'm not going to say Tuchel got it completely wrong in that first half. No. But what I did expect is when we come out in that second half, was for us to be a little bit more attacking, was for us to be a little bit more controlling, a little bit more dominant. Come out in the second half, take the ball, start moving the ball. Because that's where the opportunity starts. You've played 45 minutes of football. Man City have played with a very intense press. They're not going to keep that up. Start playing. And it took us conceding a goal for us to start doing that. And that is what frustrates me. And that is where I look at Thomas Tuchel and I go, well, why did we not change it from the get-go at the second half? Why? He brought on Kai Havertz and it changed the game. Technically, for Chelsea, it changed the game, at least for a portion of it. Where we took Kante off, we brought Havertz on, we went back to the 2-6s, and all of a sudden we had more space in that middle. More space, but again, the same issues in terms of Kovacic and his passing, in terms of Alonso and his passing, in terms of Azpilicueta and his passing. Lukaku was up top, frustrated. The amount of times that chances Azpilicueta was meant to cross the ball, Lukaku was there calling for it, going yes. Azpi's seen him, decide not to cross, and Lukaku goes, what are you doing? Alonso, same story. Lukaku goes, what are you doing? Kovacic running with the ball, sends a pass. Lukaku's pointing, doesn't make it. Lukaku goes, what are you doing? The amount of times I saw Lukaku do this today was probably the highlight of the game. And Timo Werner, which weirdly enough, I'd say had a decent game in terms of on the ball at least. Every time he got the ball and he decided to make a run, he had no support. He just thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And he went for it. There were times there where he actually had to outmuscle about 3 or 4 players, and he did. So fair play, but that is where you want attacking options. That is where you want players to start pressing up the pitch and give options to each other. And it was once Havertz came on, we did that to an extent. We got the goal, which was ruled offside, and it was offside. I was on the watch long and I was like, that's not offside, because from the TV angle he looked on. But then when you look in a straight line, he was about 3 meters offside. So yeah, that was off. And we started to pile some pressure. We started to play a little bit. And that is what we needed to do from the beginning of the second half. Whilst at least it was still 0-0. Because if we had scored the first goal, City would have crumbled. And we had the chances to do so. And that is what frustrates me. But going forward, we got desperate. Gabriel Jesus with the goal. Poor defending, might I say, which is very weird for me to say. We don't normally say that on here, or about Chelsea at all. Poor defending. But moving forward, City looked good. Grealish, De Bruyne, and then Gabriel Jesus. The space that Timo Werner allowed De Bruyne after he got twisted, because De Bruyne cut back in and sent Werner in the opposite direction. The space he had was ridiculous. And then it lands to Jesus. He takes a couple of touches. He hits it. It's a deflection and it goes in. But they count. And that's the sort of chance you got to take. There was not a shot on target up until that point. And he managed to unlock it. So That's the one thing. That's the one thing. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. And it was only after that point that we really opened up. And as I said, you get desperate. We brought on Loftus-Cheek. We took off Jorginho, trying to be a little bit more attacking. And it's just, Manchester City managed it completely perfectly. They brought on Mahrez, and then they brought on Sterling with Fernandinho to shut shop. Pep managed it to a T today. So what I want to say is congratulations to Manchester City. Fully deserved. Fair play to Pep. Done a very, very good job today. Tuchel, things to pick up from this. Absolutely, things to pick up and learn from this. Thankfully, it's the beginning of the season. Thankfully, we're only 6 games in. And a loss was going to come at some point. But I didn't want it to be at home like this. That's the one thing that hits me. However, it's very early on. There's still room to improve. There's still room to bounce back from. And rightfully, thankfully, I would say, Man United losing is helping us. Because now all we need is Liverpool to drop points. If Liverpool drop points this weekend, which is looking unlikely, but if they do, fingers crossed, we would have gotten away with today. Because if they drop points, it will be Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Man United all on 13 points. So let's hope Liverpool lose, and we would have gotten away with it today. But talking about Man United, they lost because, again, penalty trouble between Fernandes and Ronaldo. Not sure. Anyway, what's going on there? But 2 losses in a row for Man United at Old Trafford. Is Oli under pressure now? Or maybe start to see Man United fall back a little bit. But Chelsea need to bounce back now. We've got a big game against Juventus in the Champions League. That's where we bounce back. And then we come back for the Premier League and we start again. So not the end of the world, guys. It's a loss. It happens. But let's move forward. Let's look forward. Let's look positive because it's very early on and we can change this and we can turn it around. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's not our day today, but I'd love to hear what you guys think, whether it's positive or negative. Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear it, or the comment section. If you are subscribed, much appreciated. If you are not, hit that subscribe button. Let's get this number up to 90k. We're getting there, so much appreciated. Thank you all so much. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Possibly not. If not, Reddit Monday. But I will keep you guys posted anyway. So make sure you're following me on my socials. Links are in the description. I'll see all of you very soon. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.